Uh, wait. Hello, Tess. To prevent a lot of makeup at the end of the course, which is not good, we have to do this. Yesterday, I discussed in the class with Sec 1 and Sec 2, these 4 applications. So I will provide a record lecture for you to watch, same as Sec 3 and this section. However, I will provide one example to show you how to analyze the policy, government policy that attack the market. All right, which is number 5. Okay. Right. Okay. For this handout, for the next handout, I will tell you something more. Yeah. Okay, let's do this case 5. Wait. Typo first. Effect of production subsidy to producers. Consider market for housing. This is a specific market in our example for low to middle income families. Let's say government would like to have a policy that help low to middle income families to be able to afford their first house. Yeah. Okay. You can think of housing for the poor. Okay. 20 years ago, or maybe 30 years ago, Mr. Thaksin Shinawatra, he initiated this policy called Ban Ua Athon. Yeah. Target on low to middle income families to have their first house. Before this policy is being implemented, here, let's look at the free market scenario first. Demand curve for housing belongs to home buyers. Oh, too big. Yeah. Home buyers. Downward sloping as usual. Supply curve belongs to property developers or house producer. Yeah. Okay. Property developer. Okay, given the information here, under the free market, 1 million house bought and sold. Yeah, transaction between property developers and home buyers. And what would be the price? Let's assume a certain price. Perhaps 800,000 baht. Yeah. First thing to observe is, in this case, I make it very simple. Demand curve, supply curve, they are symmetrical, 45 degree, same slope, but just different side. Yeah. Okay. Symmetrical shape, สมมาตร Without government intervention, people buy and sell at this price, 800,000 baht per unit. Now, maybe people complain that they still cannot afford this price. Then government think of a policy that could help home buyers to be able to get their first house with the affordable price. Then the policy that we're going to take a look here is called production subsidy. Suppose, let's say I'm one of property developers. You guys are home buyers, prospective home buyers. You haven't got the house yet. Yeah. You are looking for your first house. Government give me production subsidy. For every house that I can sell to you, I get 100,000 baht per house. I sell to you, I get 100K, 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 100K. This is called production subsidy. Yeah. To make cost of production become lower for property developers. As you know, when we study producer surplus, we have a supply curve. And in that chapter, there are a lot of sellers on the roof of supply curve. And we argue that the distance from the ground to the roof of the supply curve reflect cost. Yeah. Lowest acceptable price that seller is okay with to sell. Yeah, that's the distance here. Different seller, different cost. This guy, different seller, different cost. Yeah. Okay. Then in effect, when government give this kind of support to the seller, give me 100,000 baht for every house that I manage to sell, it shifts supply curve downward, reduce my cost. Shift supply curve downward by the size of this subsidy. Okay. So S plus subsidy, like this. This is a background knowledge. Yeah? Supply curve shift downward by the size of 100K, 100,000 baht. Okay. All right. Suppose this point is X. This point must be X minus 100K. That's the idea. If you imagine about a lot of sellers along this curve, all sellers here benefit from this policy. Cost of production being subsidized partly by the government. 100K, 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 everyone benefits. Okay, now go back. With this diagram, once government provide production subsidy to the producers, shift supply curve downward by the size of subsidy. Let's make another supply curve then. Let's call this S plus subsidy. Yeah. Downward. Size, let's say here 100K. No matter where you measure, the vertical gap between this supply curve and the new one, 100K. Okay. We measure here, measure here, measure here, measure here, 100K. Okay. Let's put here is a E1 and this is E2, new equilibrium. Okay, you may think why you said shift downward. Why can we say that shift supply curve shift to the right? Yes, you can. We learned from supply shifter that when cost of production reduce, supply curve shift to the right. That's okay. It's also okay to view in this way that producer want to increase more sales at whatever price that they received. Supply curve shift to the right. But here, it's more beneficial to look like this, yeah, that cost of production reduced by the size of subsidy. Another way to look at this, yeah. Okay. Immediate impact you already see from this diagram help to understand what's going on in the real economy. Housing market become booming. Now, number of house bought and sold expand to 1.2 million units. So that means another 200,000 families benefit from this. Yeah. Here is about 200,000 houses more. Market become more active due to this production subsidy policy. Yeah. And when supply curve shift to the right, when cost of production become lower as producer want to produce and sell more houses, you can also see that market price for buying a house become cheaper. Yeah. Cheaper than before. Before it's 800,000 baht, 800,000. Yeah. Now it's lower here. Yeah. And what is the price here? Roughly estimate. Yeah. Since we know that the gap here is 100K, let's draw a stick. Okay. Draw a stick at the new equilibrium, yeah. My purple stick here, it's a size of subsidy. You know that this stick, the height is 100K. And if this diagram supply and demand curve are symmetrical, we can see that, 800K would be midway between these two. So this should be like a 750. This should be 850. Yeah. Since this is 100K, half is up by 50,000, 50,000, down by 50,000, symmetrical. $750,000 here. It's a market price now, reduced to 750,000, 750,000. Yeah. Before it was 800K. Wow, home buyers must be pleased about this. This policy make house become cheaper than before. If you know that this place is 750 and you know that this stick is 100K, you can see that this place must be 750 plus 100K, 850. Use another color. Okay. Okay. House become cheaper, right? 750. It's a price that you guys pay if you want to have a house now. Let's call this PB, price that buyers pay. Okay, denote PB, price that buyers pay. You pay me 750K. I got it already, got this money already. I use our housing contract, buying, selling contract to claim to the government that, oh, I got a customer, purchase house from me. Can I have 100K as you promised? Then I get another payment from the government, 100K. So this blue price here is actually 750 and plus 100K. This blue price become what sellers get at net. Yeah, 850. It's called price that sellers receive net. If you want to break down, 850 come from 750 from buyer, 100K from the government. Yeah. If you break down, it come from 750 plus that subsidy 100K. I put K thousand, yeah. 750K, 50,000, 100K, 100,000. So PS, not producer surplus, yeah. Price that seller received composed of PB plus subsidy. PB plus that little s, 100K. Right together, PS refer to price or the payment per unit. Price that sellers get. Maybe I should put somewhere else. Here. So far, government, this prime minister or politician make consumers become happier. Price drop. Quantity that they can buy also increase. New 200,000 families benefit from this policy. Yeah, consumer gets happier for sure. Producers or property developers, wow, they are already pleased with this. They get more money than the money before this policy being implemented. Under the free market, the producer receive only 800K when they sell house. Now they get more, 850. So this policy benefits home buyers and property developers. The analysis suggests this. Yeah. So let's confirm by our powerful template, welfare analysis template here. Okay. The structure of the template, as before, you did this in the midterm exam, yeah, with the cancellation of the surgical mask. Yeah. Consumer surplus, producer surplus, and now we have government. The third player now in the market, three stakeholders, yeah, home buyers, property developers, the government, and total welfare under two states of the world. Yeah, under the free market scenario, without government intervention, without this policy, and scenario with production subsidy, government intervention. Yeah. And we want to check before and after whether welfare improve or reduce. The third column will tell the truth. Yeah. Okay. Before we proceed, make sure that we understand P and Q under these two scenarios. Under the free market, you see from the diagram that without government intervention, you have to buy house at the price of 800K. Write that down. Remind yourself. P 800,000, Q 1 million house bought and sold. That equilibrium E1 here. 800, 1 million, E1. Production subsidy. Price that home buyers pay become cheaper, 750,000. Price that sellers, the property developer received, it's higher, 850,000. Wow. They love this policy. And S subsidy, it's 100K. A little S I called subsidy per unit, subsidy per house. Every time that I sell one, I get 100K. And quantity trade. Wow, Q become 1.2 million units. Yeah. Okay. Final column is about change. Change. If it's on the first row, it would be change in consumer surplus. Second row, change in producer surplus. Change in government. Change in total surplus, which come from new minus O. Yeah, new minus O. Okay, it's going to look like this. Okay, I write this first and I will delete. Yeah. Actually, you don't need to write this. I just tell you, give you the idea about this structure of this template. Okay. What you will see here would be, if we look at change in consumer surplus, it would be new one minus old, blue minus pink, blue minus pink, new minus old all the time. Like this, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, like this. But now we are going to work out on this. Okay. This is a structure of this template, but we want to put numerical measure above here in terms of areas in the diagram. Yeah. Okay, let's start then. Before we start, we have to put the letters into this. Oh. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay. So if you want to see it clearly, there are many seats available here. Also there, you can change to sit somewhere here. We are ready. Let's start with the world with our government first. With our government intervention, yeah. Free market. House bought and sold at this price 800,000. You pay me 800, I receive 800. Okay, it's only between you and me, buyers and seller. And the amount trade, it's 1 million units of house. Which area it's consumer surplus? Start from you. Nickname, please. P-O-Y, boy. Consumer surplus, which area? What did you say? Area A? Why A? What do you have in your mind? Formula in your mind that you come up with this A? Consumer surplus, area under the demand curve, above the price, right? Okay. Which one then? Area under the demand curve, above the price. What is the price that you pay me when you buy a house? Which price? You pay me how much? The price of house? 800,000 baht. So it's this line then. Area under the demand curve, above this. Yeah, AB. Yeah. Rare. Producer surplus. D plus H. Thank you. Producer surplus, area above the supply curve, under the price that producer received, under the free market, I received 800K. Yeah, exactly. DH. Transaction stop at 1 million unit. So DH, this triangle. Government, nothing. So the market for housing generate welfare to home buyers plus property developers. ABDH. Full size of economic pie. Market is fully efficient when we trade until equilibrium of 1 million. Yeah. Okay. Now, move to the world under government intervention. In this case, production subsidy given to the producers, making house become affordable more for home buyers, making producers become happier, get a higher price. Yeah. Amount of trade increased 1.2 million units now. Oh, you are lucky. Consumer surplus, what is your nickname? Beam. Consumer surplus. A B D E F. Are you sure? Why? Are you confident? Only 50? Why? 100%. Yeah. If you can identify the price that you pay now, you will make no mistake. The price that you pay now is 750, cheaper, right? This would be price line. And given this price, consumer buy until 1.2. 1.2, yeah. So area under the demand curve above the price that right now they pay. A, B, D, E, F. And we immediately see that consumer surplus increased by this size DEF is an extra gain area. DEF. Let's paint this area then. DEF. Originally, under the free market, consumer only enjoy A plus B. Now the triangle become bigger. A, B, and D, E, F add up. Become a bigger triangle, bigger happiness. D, E, F. CS increased by this much. D, E, F. So we said consumers are better off. Welfare improving scenario for them. Yeah. Better off. Yeah. สวัสดิการดีขึ้น yeah. Better off. Welfare improving. Why they are happy? Oh, price is cheaper and can buy more. Yeah. Okay. Now let's look at property developer welfare then. Now come to from beam to เฟื่องฟู Okay. Producer surplus. HIJ. Let's check. HIJ. Yeah. HIJ. You think so? Huh? You change your mind? Okay. BD. BD and EF HIJ. Oh, nice shape then. Why not including CG as well then? Your is this. You don't want to include CG? What formula that you have in mind to get this area? Under the price is 850, right? And then under this price is go to under the ground as well, you know. Above what? If you said area under this price, I go to the ground. Producer surplus, area above supply curve under the price that producer received. The price that producer received is this. And then until what letters then? B, D, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Oh, look like this. The flaw that you make is when we evaluate producer surplus, we use the old supply curve to evaluate. We don't use this red one. We use the original supply curve, which is reflect cost to the seller to evaluate. Okay, say that again. Use the gray supply curve, then your area will become BC, BCDH, correct? Yeah, BCDH. Okay, with our policy, producer get DH already. Now, with this policy, add-on is BC. Since they get a better price and sell more house, yeah. So BC is an additional area that they gain when government implement this policy. So DH plus BC. Okay. So property developers are better off as well. Producer surplus increase. Yeah. New cake. New cake is bigger than the old cake. By how much? By the size of additional BC. Let's paint this BC. So after you paint, you realize that it looks like this. Yeah. Pink is additional CS. Blue is additional PS. Like this. Okay. Economic analysis confirm that both buyers and sellers, they are pleased with this policy for sure. Producer get the better price and can sell more goods, more house. consumers get the lower price and can buy more houses. Okay. Now, government. Nickname. Your nickname. Green. Green. Okay. Your major is finance or marketing. Finance. Okay. You are eligible to compute this. You know that government must give money to me and my friends, property developers, 100,000 baht per house. Every house that I sell, my friend sell 100K per unit. And now you can already see that how many houses that consumer buy. How many? How many? Yeah. Now quantity is 1.2 million bought and sold, and producer get 100K per house. Which area represent government budget for this? You know the answer? G. How come? Same answer as this morning section. G. You also G? G. Because it look interesting or what? Why G? Come on, do you know P times Q? If ice cream is 10 baht per scoop and you buy 10 scoop, how much you have to pay? 100. Okay, then tell me which area then. Subsidy per unit is this. And people buy and sell until this. Price, subsidy times Q amount of house. This is a size of government budget that used to finance this project. Subsidy to the property developers. The height is a subsidy per unit. The width is number of houses bought and sold, 1.2. Then government must prepare this budget to finance this policy. Okay, minus pay, right? Minus B. Minus B, minus C, minus D, minus E, minus F, minus G. This rectangular area. B, C, D, E, F, G. Look at that, yeah. Before the policy, no need to pay anything. Now have to finance this project. So change here, yeah, the whole thing here. Yes. I put unhappy face here. The people who the person who are unhappy is not the Mr. Setha Thavisin. Yeah. The people should be unhappy is the taxpayers, because the government use taxpayer money to finance this production subsidy. Yeah. Yeah. This policy is like a wealth transfer from the rich to the poor. Yeah. Okay. In the literature, yeah, money from taxpayer in general transfer to finance this project to the poor, yeah, or middle income people. Yeah. Yeah. The policy being implemented with the expense of general voters, general taxpayer. Now we are ready to see the overall impact of this policy to the society. We look at the last row. Yeah. After we look at all stakeholders, gain and loss, gain and loss, gain, loss. Yeah. Like home buyers happy, property developers happy, taxpayers in general are not pleased about this. Yeah. Then how about overall happiness? Before we have ABDH, the welfare market generate. Now check this. Let's do it together. Welfare sum these three under the intervention. How to do this? Okay, just it's a killing game. Yeah, like this. What else to be killed? I think that's all. A. Oh, something come to intervene the size of the cake. The economic pie originally is ABDH. Now the original pie deduct this G. The pie must become smaller by this. Original deduct by this area, G. So this, we give a special name to it. We name it deadweight loss. I'm sure that you write this word in the midterm paper too. Deadweight loss. Welfare loss due to this policy, production subsidy, make the size of the pie become smaller by minus G. Let's paint this area in the diagram then. Where is it? It's here. Oh. Housing policy here create deadweight loss. I will explain more about this. Let's summarize first so far. Okay, our economic findings to the welfare of the stakeholders, consumer producer are the winners, taxpayers are the losers. Debt weight loss results. Debt weight loss results. GOVT government. Government used taxpayers' money to finance the cost of the project, the subsidy to the producers. Okay, final thought about this is okay. Okay, listen this part carefully. I'm going to explain this triangle G. Yeah? We call debt weight loss. What is the intuition behind this? Yeah. First of all, under the free market, house price is 800,000 baht. Transaction is 1 million house bought and sold. That's equilibrium E1 here. Okay. That means if you value having a house and you're willing to pay at max, let's say 700,000 baht, you are not going to join this market. If your valuation towards your house, or said, oh, I want to have a house and I want to pay at max 700,000 baht, you will not come to join this market because the price is too high for you, higher than your willingness to pay. You will not have the right to buy it in economics. Yeah. People who have the right to buy the goods, it's the people who at least willingness to pay equal to price. People who want to buy, also the person with WTP higher than the price will buy. But in this case, if your valuation is less than 800K, you will not join. You will not buy. You will not have the right to buy. How about seller? If a seller said that I want to sell house, but at least this seller said, I must get 850. This seller will not produce the house to sell because the market said right now, if you want to sell, this is a price that you will get 800,000 baht. If you want to have more than this, bye-bye, you will not join this market. People with the right to sell is a people with the cost lower than this. Like this guy, look. This guy is very happy to sell the house. His cost is too low, very low. He would be very pleased if he sells and he get this amount. Yeah, he can produce a surplus. Yeah. So that's the market rule. Yeah. Now, the ugly business about this is actually, let's bring one couple to talk about. Yeah. I don't know what name I will use. And they say this is Tom and Jerry. Yeah. Tom and Jerry. Tom is on the supply curve. He is a producer. He is a housing, a property developer. Jerry is on the demand curve. On this spot, Jerry is a home buyer. Read from the diagram here. Check, hey, Mr. Tom, you want to sell your house? What is the lowest price you're willing to accept to sell? Mr. Tom said, I will produce and sell if I get 850. Yeah, read from this. Mr. Tom want to have 850 at least in order to produce and sell. Hey, Jerry, you want to have a house? Oh, yes. What is the highest price you're willing to pay for it? Mr. Jerry said 750. Oh, these two persons will not do any transaction together. Tom want to have more money than what Jerry could offer. Yeah. Tom want 850, Jerry want to offer only 750. But with the hands government get involved, fill this gap. Oh, okay, I want to persuade, let's say, Mr. Government said, I want you to be able to buy and sell. I'm willing to subsidize this gap. Hey, Tom, sell to him. I will give you 100K. Yeah, but the money that government give to Mr. Tom, it's actually come from someone else's money, the taxpayer money. Yeah, so this is an inefficient action, yeah, by the government to create this transaction. Yeah. That's why we call this deadweight loss. Yeah. Deadweight loss. Instead, this 100K can use to do something else for other social welfare program, not to subsidize this trade. Yeah. Which should not be, yeah. In terms of efficiency, we should not do this. Yeah. But you said, why you are so mean? They want to have a house, they want to buy and sell. Why you have to do this? Why you prevent them? We should help them. Wow, you are so kind. Yeah. I would say this. Yeah. If you visit England, it's very common that when you walk on the street, you see the picture of homeless, a lot of homeless on the street. Yeah. And just nearby, people very eating an expensive meal and look outside from the window, a lot of homeless. Yeah. But this picture will not happen in, let's say, the Netherlands welfare state, yeah, where the government do the wealth transfer from the poor to the rich, from the rich to the poor, give the unemployment benefits, for example. Yeah. So when you become policy consultant or policy makers, if you are in power in any ministry, economics involved with these two E's. Yeah. If you study from undergrad to the PhD level, the policy that you're going to implement involved with these two E's. First E is efficiency. It's about size of the pie. We want to maximize size of the pie by creating markets that people can trade and benefit from the trade. Yeah? Like consumer surplus, producer surplus. Efficiency refers to size of the pie that you observe from CS plus PS. When the pies become biggest, oh, market is fully efficient. If something come to reduce size of the pie, we said market become inefficient. Reduce size of happiness that it could be. That's the first E. But the other E, economists also concerned about fairness. Yeah. Fairness among the rich and the poor. Yeah. Welfare among the rich group and poor group. Yeah. So any policy must strike the balance between this equity and efficiency. Yeah. Okay, this is a seesaw. That's look balanced. But the policy that we just studied is look like this. Yeah. If you were the policy maker, a prime minister, if you implement that policy, production subsidy, it's look like this. You try to promote fairness, equal opportunity for people to have the house, yeah, the first house. Everyone should live with the dignity, yeah, like a Scott philosophy. Yeah. Then you try to promote this equity and fairness. And you have to accept the fact that it will undermine efficiency because size of the pie reduced by letter G. Yeah. Yeah. So You promote efficiency, you promote fairness, equal opportunity of people, whether they're rich or poor, at the expense of efficiency. You sacrifice something to achieve something. That's the trade-off that policymaker must balance. Okay. When you ask me, above it's a positive analysis. We see what's going on without prejudice. No bias, no prejudice. We make it clear what will happen if we implement this policy by economic analysis. We saw this, who gains, who lose, who are the winners, who are the losers. But the question now, the policymaker or president of the United States have to make a decision. Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, we already make the positive analysis for you. Now it's your decision whether you want to do it or not. We see pro and give them pro and con already. If he really in favor of efficiency, this prime minister will say, no, we don't want to implement this policy. But if this policymaker put more weight on this equity fairness, yes, he will implement with the expense of efficiency. Okay. That's policy application number 5, that we have here. Let's have 10 minutes break until 2:30.